Hi and welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new, hi, I'm Cristina. My regulars, hi, I'm back. So guess what I have here? I have the Violet Voss Essentials 2 palette. Anyone that got their Boxy, you know that you got that and then some. Thank you, Boxy. If you got your Boxycharm, you probably got this palette, and it is a mixed bag of vibrant colors and neutral tones, which is right up my alley. So I thought it would be neat to create a look and to show you how I created that look using just this palette on the eyes. So, well, for the eyeshadows, I should say. So if you're interested in getting this look, stay tuned. So let's get right into it. All right, so I'm using, it's already kind of empty, so I'm using a brush, but it's just a NYX eyeshadow base. If you don't already use an eyeshadow base or eyelid primer, I suggest you start, because it really does help the color like adhere to your lid. If you ever find that your color is fading throughout the day, that's probably why. And it doesn't have to be a super expensive primer. This one actually is not too expensive. I can't remember how much it costs, but it's not too expensive and it does the job. So I know there are lots of higher end brands to use, but honestly on myself, I just kind of go budget wise. On my clients, that's where I spend the money. But there's that. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm going to start with my all over base color. And I'm just grabbing a fluffy brush, anything that you have that's fluffy, and I'm just going to sweep it all over my lid. And this is the beige color in your palette. So, all right, so now we have the base done. I don't know if you can see it, just kind of, I know it's skin tone basically, the beige, the way that it shows up on me, but it does kind of help add a base to the colors that I'm gonna add on top. Helps to kind of even it all out, and it keeps a kind of a layer between your primer, which can be kind of tacky, and your eyeshadow. If you put color straight on that tackiness, like an intense color, it's gonna grab on so tight that you're just gonna have splotches and it's gonna be very difficult to blend. So doing this just kind of all over your lid with a very neutral tone helps to kind of create a more even, smooth canvas for your eyeshadow to grab onto. Make sense? Okay. So now we're gonna move into the second color. Now the second color is the blue violet color. And what I did there was I actually boldly went in, I boldly went into the shade with a kind of a slanted eyeshadow brush, okay? Again, any brush that you have is fine. If it's a slanted brush, it's gonna do the job that I'm doing. If you are doing something a little different, maybe you don't wanna use this kind of brush, but I tap off the excess, and I started. Now this palette, the colors look very vivid in the pans. When you go to put them on your face, you do a little building, which is fine. I actually prefer it that way, because if I got shock treatment to my face with these intense colors, it might not look so good. So I'm going, if you can see, I'm trying to go just above my lash line. I'm leaving a very little thin layer of skin or base, whatever, showing. And as you might have seen in previous videos, I have hooded eyes naturally, like it just kind of, so if I don't go a little bit beyond my actual crease and kind of inch up onto my brow bone, you're really not going to see the color when I'm looking dead on. So I always go into my crease, obviously, but then I kind of just dab it right on the bone. Not too high, because we're not trying to make it caricature makeup. So now we'll go to the other eye. If you could see how I'm smushing this brush into the color to pick up the pigment, you'd be like, what is she doing? But it's the only way that I can get the pigment as intense as I want it to, so I don't have to keep going layer after layer after layer after layer. You know what I mean? There is that. Fancy, huh? Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take another fluffy brush because I wanna blend it out. Any fluffy brush, big fluffy bristles, and just kind of blend it out. Now, before I do the rest, can you see the difference here? How this is more smoked. You can't really see the harsh lines of the eyeshadow, and this one that's not blended, you can see kind of pat, 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 patch. You know, it's not a good look. So, and when I blend, I literally go circle, 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 circle. I go out, and then I go in. I think I have a bald spot in my eyebrows. Maybe they just need to be brushed. So there's that. I come back to that, but we'll see. Okay, so the next color that I'm gonna use in your palette is the Wild Orchid. And I actually take one of these little bulby, like toothbrush head looking brushes. And you don't have to use that because you can use, you know, anything that's kind of small and round like that. It will do the same job. But what I did is I went in with this one. I'll tell you what, I'll do this eye with this one, and I'll do the other eye with this one so that you can see that you can get the same effect. Because what you're looking for is just to be able to use that tip of the brush. This is just flatter, so, you know, tooth decay, eyeshadow. Just kidding. Okay, so I'm gonna take the Wild Orchid, and I'm gonna rub my brush in it. And I come into the lid just towards the inner corner and then to the middle. And it has such a beautiful sheen, a good shimmer to it, but not so much that it looks like glitter. I'm not a fan of glitter. I know, unpopular opinion. It's just, as you get older, your eyelids aren't as smooth as they once were. So when you put a lot of shimmer and glitter and things like that, it draws attention to those fine lines that, quite frankly, I really don't want people focusing on. And I'm patting it on. I'm not sweeping it across because that would be a different brush. Now, so weird switching brushes like that. Now, high intenso, right? I'm gonna blend again. Blend, always blend. When in doubt, blend. Okay? It's an order. I'm actually begging you to please blend because it gives me like a physical reaction when I see people with unblended eyeshadow. Next, I'm going to take the Blue Sky. Again, I'm using this little button. I have two of them. But you could use the other one as well. And I'm going to go as close to the inner corner as I possibly can with this. So that looks clown-like, but we're not done. Now blend, right? Do a little bit more because I lost some of it in the blending. I think these are turning into cotton candy eyes. What do you think? So, okay. So as you can see, you see that? Hard to see. I'm gonna do a little bit more blending. All right. So now we're gonna clean up. And we're gonna move on to the face. Get my primer out. Cover Effects Blurring Primer. We like anything that blurs. Because again, with the fine lines, I have very large pores because I have very oily skin. So get some of that on there. Now we're gonna move on to my Too Faced Born This Way foundation. Where did her texture go, right? Yeah, it's there, trust me. I'm gonna take this fluffy brush here, and any fluffy brush will do. Just adding some color into my face. For the eyeliner, I'm going to use the Anastasia, and it's in Jet. It's the waterproof cream color. I like waterproof for my eyes even if I don't plan on going swimming or crying, because for some reason when I put eyeliner on, it tends to just kind of start to drip down. I don't know what happens. I think it's my eyelids are oily. It could be my eye cream, but I'm not gonna not wear eye cream so that my eyeliner would stay, because why would anybody do that? So I'm gonna go in with my gel liner, and I actually use a slanted brush for that. Just makes it a little easier moving your hand across your lid. Makes it a little easier if it's slanted. Those of you that know me with a wing. I always have a wing. Doing a wing is not rocket science. Getting them even is, however. I don't know. It would be so great to be ambidextrous when I do this, because I gotta tell you, it's kind of awkward. My wing. What I like to do though, and I'm sure you've seen this probably in other videos, lots of YouTubers do it, it is putting your concealer just under there, but I don't like to do really concealer. I do a little weird thing. Let me show you, hang on. So I take my foundation brush, and there's still product on it, right? Because I don't want that much product on my concealer brush. I just kind of smush it into my foundation brush. That way I have some color, but not a lot of color, because then you end up having to clean up a lot of the color that you add on. And I go just under ever so slightly so that you can't see the correction. So, see, I fixed it. So now I'm going to go in as I'm looking at my overall look there, and I'm just going to blend this out a little bit more. And I'm so tempted to use another palette to kind of give me a little something up there, but I'm not going to do it. I'm restraining. You only knew. Okay, so let me do the brows quick. This eyebrow pencil is just one that I happen to have. It's by Realher, which I love. Total other video, but you use whichever one you have in the house, okay? I like people to be able to just kind of follow along if they want to, or try it if they want to with stuff they already have. So if you happen to have received this palette in your Boxycharm, then you can try it yourself and see how it comes out. All right, so we're just about done. I'm going to use blush from this palette, the Pure Midnight Masquerade. It smells so good. Have you ever bought their stuff? And I'm actually, I like to double dip. So I go into the the purpley and the nude. And I like to swoosh. And then I'm going to what? Blend. That's right. For those of you that said blend. I'm gonna do my lips, my mascara, and my lashes off camera, and I will be right back. And we're back. So I did my lashes and my mascara and my lips off camera. I added a little bit of bronzer to my face because I felt like I looked kind of washed out. So what do you think of the final look? Not too bad, right? Maybe not for everybody, but definitely for me. So what do you think? Not bad for a very vibrant palette. If you got your Boxycharm and you received this Violet Voss Essentials 2 palette and you did some cute looks, I would love to see them. I'm on Instagram at Cristina Rivera Beauty. Tag me in your posts. I want to see what you've done with this palette because I didn't think that I was going to be able to really do anything with it. I just look at the colors and they look to be too intense. Thanks so much for stopping by. Make sure hit subscribe, ding that bell so that you're notified next time that I put up a video every Tuesday. Take it easy.